Hi mamas, I promised a few of you I would show you some ideas on what to do with the Dollar Tree little heart plastic beads that they have in packages. I believe there's 25 or 50 in a package for $1. We have so many different, we've collected over the years. I have flowers and little stones and all kinds of little beads we've collected. They're good, manipulative to have and to store away for many uses. But today I wanted to show you first with the traditional ice cube tray some of the ideas that you can do. I know you've seen so many of these, but I got a few ideas for the older kids as well. Patterning, of course, is first. Red, pink, pink, red, pink, pink, red. Have them try to figure out different patterns, A, B, A, B, B. Red, pink, red, pink, red, pink. For the preschoolers, this is really, really great and important and a fun way to practice. Also, obviously, have them count. Drop hearts into each square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, have them count. You can use multiple trays, see how high they can count up. Like I said, if 50 in one bag, you can buy 2 bags and have them count to 100 with them. Also counting by twos for older kids, have them 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. And then, of course, the traditional transferring. You want to transfer a heart, try to get it out of here. These are a little narrow, but if they try real hard or use different maybe tools, here we go, transferring it from one square into another area and see if they can work on their fine motor skills and small muscle building. And then we can have adding with it too. This is a fun way to do adding or subtracting. What you can do is label 1 or 2, and you can use the first 6 squares of each side. And what you're going to do is you're going to put more on the 1s and less on the 2s, so you can do subtraction with it as well. So you're going to drop various amount of hearts into each, square. And then you're going to scroll all the way down to, like I said, 6 squares on each side. And then they're going to roll the die, 1 and 2. They're going to roll the first die will be the first number they select. Say they select number, they roll a 4. You're going to count down 1, 2, 3, 4. They're going to get all the hearts out of that section and write it down. And then if you're doing adding, have them roll again and add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, whichever one they roll on this side, and have to add the 2 together for their total. Of course, if they're subtracting, have them do the bigger number 1 first, and then subtract the smaller amount in column 2. So it's just a fun way to play with dice and roll and add and subtract, and it's just visually much funner than plain old math. You can also do it with candy. I've done them with the tiny conversation hearts, and then they can try to read them as well. Or you can do little mini M&Ms or whatever you want. But like I said, I've saved these. I've had these for 3 or 4 years, these little beads. So it's a fun way to bring them out every year and use them. Now for older kids, you can also do fractions. Here I've taped off and I've done a 4 section. So we can do, obviously, 1/4 of the stars has a flower in it. Now 2/4 or half, and then 3/4 or whatever, and you can practice that way. And then if you really are for the older kids, you can also do fractions, addition, or subtraction by doing the same thing, either bottom and half or the 2 different ice cubes. Now this one happens to be a 10 frame, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, which is kind of a wonderful thing to have, and if you find it, buy it, because you could do a lot of the 10 frame addition and building of 10. So that's a fun thing to always keep in mind if you're looking for ice cube trays. The 10 frames work out perfectly, as well as for counting by 10s or counting by 5s or whatever. An even number of 10 is a great option to have. We also have these fun little heart molds. If you saw my video on the conversation hearts, or the baking soda, baking powder and vinegar experiment, these are great to do with those two. You can put little miniature hearts with the baking soda, and they can have those for fun experiments. Like I said, I've been collecting these for many years. If you just start collecting, you'll eventually have a zillion like I do. So you can use them for all kinds of fun projects like this. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you, a little bonus here, is these little hearts, the paper hearts that you see at Dollar Tree as well. These are great for preschoolers and kindergartners because they can first count around all the holes on the outside. Okay, so have them count. I think there's like 55 or something like that. All right, so that they're counting 55 there. And then for fine motor skills, have them practice drawing or staying in the lines, if they can, with their pencil or their pen or their marker, and try and work on the straight lines and see how well they do there. And they can make designs, and they're working on, like I said, this fine motor skills, and they're working on the pre-writing skills as well. And then you can have them practice with the scissors. Have them cut around, if they can. First cut through the groups here. See if they can stay in between this row. That's going to be very hard. And if not, then at least they can have them go around and cut with the scissors around the heart. So just a few ideas of ways that we can have fun for Valentine's Day. Lots of sensory organs being used. You want to do their sight, their taste, their touch, their smell, their hands-on as much as you can, because they'll remember these for a much longer time. Happy Valentine's Day.